If you're heading to Halloween Horror Nights this season and you're finding yourself extremely confused just trying to figure out what type of ticket you need, you're not alone.
Halloween Horror Nights is one of the best Halloween events in the world. It draws up to 1.5 million people per season. That's about 30 to 35,000 people per night.
This year's event starts earlier than ever. The first night of the event is August 30th and it runs all the way through November 3rd. The event starts at 6:30 p.m. and runs all the way to 2 a.m. every night.
That's 48 nights of Halloween Horror Nights.
Now, to be able to gain access to the event for one of those 48 nights, you are going to be able to choose from 6 different ticket types. That is correct, 6 different ticket types. Yeah. And then on top of that, there are 5 different add-ons that you can add to your ticket to make your experience a little bit better.
That sounds confusing.
It's very confusing, but we're going to talk about them tonight, and hopefully you can plan your trip a little better after this. Just your little FYI, I'm usually in charge of purchasing our tickets for any of the events that we go to for HHN or theme parks. So, to prove a point,
I went through the whole process today, getting online and trying to buy tickets. And it took a while. It started very, very rough.
It was painful to watch. Overall, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and we're going to talk about it, and hopefully by the end of this video you feel a little bit more enlightened and a little bit more confident in how you're going to plan your trip. Now let's get down to the type of tickets that you can purchase for this event. The easiest, simplest ticket that Universal offers for this event is the single night ticket. This ticket is going to be exactly that, a single night ticket to get you into the event. You can ride all of the rides, you can gain access to any of the houses, the scare zones, pretty much the whole event. This ticket is going to run you between $84 and $124 currently, but that price can go up. It does change throughout the season as the demand goes up.
But what if I want to go for more than one night?
Great question. Universal has a way to go for multiple nights during this event, and you can either buy 2 single night tickets or you can purchase what is known as a multi-night ticket or frequent fear pass.
All right, there are 4 different types of multi-night passes. Bree, what's the first one?
So the first tier of multi-night pass that you are going to be able to buy is the Rush of Fear Pass. The Rush of Fear Pass costs $180 and will gain you access to the first 18 nights of the event.
That's opening weekend through the first 3 weeks of September. So if you're only going in September for a weekend or a long weekend, the Rush of Fear Pass may be the best option for you. Check the dates with the single day passes because it may be cheaper on certain weekdays.
This is the pass that we chose to go with this year because it's what works best for our schedule and our budget. $180 per person is just unbeatable. We're actually going to get 5 nights out of this event. We're going opening weekend and then for 3 days in September. We aren't going to make it out in October this year, which is a bummer, but we have a lot of things going on, so it's okay. The next tier of multi-night ticket that you can purchase is the Frequent Fear Pass. This ticket costs $240. You get access to 30 nights of the event, including the first weekend, and then every Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday following. So we think that this ticket would work great for someone who has a flexible schedule and can make it to the event a Sunday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and really wants to avoid those Friday and Saturday crowds. Next up is the Frequent Fear Plus Pass. This ticket costs $290 and will gain you access to the event for 40 nights.
That includes opening weekend, every Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and the last Saturday of the event.
We think this ticket type is perfect for someone who is a local, who doesn't mind skipping Saturday nights of the event, or someone who plans on visiting the event more than once in September and October. This gives you a little bit more room to plan your trip and take those days off that kind of fall around the weekend. And last, but certainly not least, is the Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass. It will gain you access to all 48 nights of the event, and it will cost you a total of $400. Now, typically, Universal sells Express for the entire duration of each multi-night ticket, meaning you can just add Express to that multi-night ticket. Right now, there are 3 of them that are sold out. The only available ticket to buy with Express for the entire season is Rush of Fear Pass. That'll cost you about $610, and honestly, it's about the cost of going 2 nights with Express. Now, there is a new type of ticket that Universal introduced this year and a new type of way to experience this event. It's called Premium Scream Night. Universal is advertising this as a way to experience Halloween Horror Nights in a way that no one has ever done before. Before the opening night of the event, they are going to host this Premium Scream Night. You will get a very exclusive first look at the event as well as limited capacity. We'll also get some souvenirs like a lanyard, some non-alcoholic beverages, food, and free parking. But the price of the ticket is $350. Boo. Yeah, it's kind of a lot, but I mean, if you're only going for one night of this event, it might honestly be worth it. I have no idea. No one does because no one's ever been. But if you want to take the shot and try the ticket, you should definitely let us know what it's like because maybe we'll do it next year. Okay, now you understand how you can gain entry to the event, hopefully. If not, rewatch it or download the PDF that we added to the description of this video because it will be very helpful if you're looking at dates. So yeah. Now we're going to talk about the add-ons that you can add to your trip to make it a little bit more spooky, fun, exclusive, convenient.
This is where it gets interesting.
So we touched on the express ticket a little bit earlier, but we're going to do it again because the single night express is different than the multi-night express. Single night express ticket is for one night. This does not get you entry into the park. This is something you buy additional to your ticket, your single night or multi-night ticket.
Now, Bree, tell them what express means.
So the express ticket that you purchase in addition to your multi-night or single night ticket is going to be what you scan at the beginning of every line to just walk right on by the standby line and get straight to the houses. So essentially it cuts your wait time in half.
Yeah, and if you're only going for one night and want to try to hit every single house, this is probably the best way to try to do that. And the cost as of now is anywhere between $150 to $240 a night.
There are 10 houses at the event and the wait times can range anywhere from 5 minutes to 200 minutes. It gets pretty crazy, especially with the popular IPs that we have coming this year. You might want to consider using an express pass. The next add-on that we think you should consider for your trip is the Scream Early ticket. This ticket gains you access to the park at 3 p.m. and then you will begin lining up in a Stay and Scream area at 5 p.m. This is where you can choose the section of the park you want to be in so that you can hit the houses that you prioritize the most early. You will get to go into these houses as early as 5 p.m. even though the event doesn't start until 6:30.
So basically it's early park admission for Halloween Horror Nights. We took advantage of Stay and Scream last year by getting a head start on waiting for the bigger IPs that later in the night would have about a 2-hour wait.
Last year we were able to hit 2 to 3 houses before the event even started, which is really great considering there's 10, and if you're trying to get in as many as you can, it's definitely worth it.
And this add-on only costs $55.
An important thing to know about this ticket is that if you already have entry to the park that day, you do not need a Stay and Scream ticket. If you have an annual pass or a daytime ticket, you are already inside of the park and you can go straight to those Stay and Scream areas.
Now, the most exclusive add-on you can do is the RIP tour. Now, they usually start at about $360, but all of those dates are taken. So right now they're ranging from about $430 to $480. Bree, tell us why.
Yeah, that's a lot. So these RIP tours are actually pretty special. You have to have entry to the park to be able to use this RIP tour. You cannot buy the RIP tour and get into the event. You have to buy a separate ticket. Now, what's included in this RIP tour is actually quite a bit of stuff, and it's quite exclusive. You will not only gain VIP entrance to all of the houses, you will get to go in with only your group. You will get a guided walking tour of the entire event, meaning your tour guide will be able to tell you all of the lore, all of the information that you need to know about the event to make it that much more special. You also get free lanyards and buttons. You'll gain access to a pre-tour reception where they serve appetizers of the food at the event. You also get Universal's Unlimited Express Pass for rides, meaning you'll get to skip the line for rides as well. Overall, this is a very exclusive offering and it is pricey, but if you're only going for one night, you know what they say, YOLO.
And how do you get more exclusive than that? You get a private RIP tour.
That part. So if you wanted to book a private RIP tour, you could book it for up to 15 people, I do believe. This is also going to cost you anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000.
Wow.
Yes.
Grand?
This is grand.
Okay.
Okay. So this would be 15 people that you handpick to go with you through the houses, through the guided tour, to do all of the exclusive things that come with that ticket. It is pricey. It is something I will never do unless I'm invited out, which is beyond me. And if you have that kind of money and you want that exclusive experience, then you should do it.
All right, and the last add-on is actually a daytime event. And Bree, tell us about it.
So the Unmasking the Horror tours, there are 2 types. There are the 3-house tour and the 6-house tour. Self-explanatory. The 3-house tour is going to run you between $100 and $170. And the 6-house tour is going to cost you between $180 and $230. Now, the difference is exactly that. You go through 3 houses or 6 houses. You do not get to choose which houses you go through, but they will tell you which houses are included in the 3-house and the 6-house. Now, during these tours, you do not need a ticket to get into Universal Studios. They will guide you backstage to the tour, and then they can escort you out. This is a lights-on daytime tour where you will be able to see every detail and hear the lore of each house. Now, once again, HHN is making history by doing something they've never done before, and they are starting these tours in August, meaning they're doing them right now. Now, usually they don't do these tours until after opening night, so anyone who does this tour right now is going to get a sneak peek exclusive look of what these houses are like. Now, we're kind of concerned about this because we do not like spoilers before we get to experience the houses, and there will be spoilers because you can take photos in certain areas of the house.
But I would definitely want to do this after going through the houses, because all the stuff is super interesting, production-wise, setting-wise. They put so much work into these houses, and I would love to see it during the daytime.
It is incredible how much detail that the creative team puts into these houses, things that no one would ever know or look or see just walking through it on Halloween Horror Nights. You can only see the amount of detail they do with the lights on, which is what this tour is, a lights on tour with all of the lore.
Tour with lore.
We need to patent that. HHN, you can have that one, actually.
And that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot. I sure did.
We hope that you were able to plan your trip a little bit more efficiently than you were before you watched this video. If you love Halloween Horror Nights and you want to see more of the event, we will be covering the event this year, so like and subscribe to the channel. We also have to shout out our friends Ben and Aubrey at Fudge Factor for supplying us with some of the B-roll that you saw in this video. If you love HHN, again, you should probably like and subscribe to their channel too.
Thank you.
See you in the fog.